Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Brian.
And I'm Shauna.
And we are Life Uninterrupted. We decided to leave our corporate jobs back in May, sell everything we owned, our house, auction off all of our belongings, pack our 2 French Bulldogs and our 35-foot motorhome and hit the road full time.
Yes, and we're loving it. We're off to see the wizard. Not really. We're
Something
going,
like that.
Yeah, we're going to scout out a location here in Quartzsite to film our Keeping Up with the Johnsons video. And we thought we'd bring you along.
Yeah, so we're going to stop at some sort of little museum down the road here and then kind of make our way back into the foothills and get an area that we can kind of perch up on and then kind of get a shot of the valley and all of the rigs and stuff out there. I'll pop the drone up and get some footage of the area so you can get an idea of what it's like out here. Now this is not the busiest time. Last week was pretty busy. The weekend, it's slowed down a little bit right now. It'll probably pick back up tomorrow, Friday, for the next 2 or 3 days and then die back down again.
Yeah, but we just wanted to give you the essence of Quartzsite and what it's all about. So here we go.
Alright, so I'm gonna go grab some litter out here, and you know, one of the things that people like to do when they come out to the desert, they don't really think much about it at the time. They think it's something cool to do, and that is light these Chinese lanterns with the plastic bags and the little candle in the bottom, and they float for however many miles and then land wherever they land. Well, sometimes they burn up, sometimes they don't. This is a great example of you know, one that is just floating out in the desert now, littering up the desert. Our advice would be just to not do it.
Didn't know we were going to do any mountain climbing, but you know what? This is a small mountain, right, honey? We can handle it.
Yeah,
we can handle it. So this is why they call it Quartzsite. That's a lot of quartz. Oh, this is really pretty. Ooh, I think this is definitely doable.
Well, it's worthwhile trying.
Yes, definitely doable.
Yeah,
for sure. We got we've got some flat spots right here. We can put the camera in our chairs and everything.
Okay. Like I say, we're in no hurry, so do whatever you want to do.
This is our tour guide here.
Hola.
How is it that you know all of these roads and when to go left and when to go right?
I don't know. I'm surprised I remembered it.
Well,
Mom and I used to kick around on this.
I guess so, but how do you remember it? That's the thing.
I don't always remember it. Sometimes I get real lucky.
Yeah. Everybody wave.
Yeah,
we're going to shoot our video here and then we're going to go over there.
But Shauna,
yeah.
Do me a favor.
Okay.
I want you guys to go over there with me.
Okay.
And then you can come back.
Brian and I have this weird luck that when we go someplace, it can be empty for hours. And the minute that we arrive, everyone shows up. That's so weird. So this road that we're on right here is probably one of about 1,000 around, but we've seen now, what, 6 cars?
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, we just arrived here at a little place that my mom and dad had come to, I think maybe last year. They wanted to show it to us. It looks like it might be an old mining cabin right near an old mine and mining claims. But when we first drove up, this is what we saw. Apparently it's called Potty Lane. Weird. Marker, the headstone of the person that used to live here.
This cabin and all the outbuildings, he worked this mine for 63 years. and it's just a plethora of old things, you know, mining equipment, mold out buildings that probably were you know, fully standing at one point, but have just deteriorated over the years, much like this cabin. All the wood structure looks like it actually burned, or someone set fire to it, most likely. A heck of a life out here, definitely off-grid. So, I mean, I'm sure we probably had some sort of generating system and water tanks, you know, supplied water and things like that. You would have to, with an operation like this, you'd have to have some sort of power system, but
process of doing the setup. Getting the camera all set up on the tripod. We finally selected our spot, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'll pan around here and you can see. I don't know if I said where we are. We're in, I think this is called Paz Valley. We turned off the Paz Valley road and took quite a few dirt roads to get down here, and we're really close. Well, actually we are up against the mountains here to the west of Quartzsite proper, I guess you could say. There's a lot of mining claims out in this area.
Sound check.
Testing,
test,
1,
test.
2.
Check, check.
3. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. Hello everyone, we are coming to you from the beautiful desert here in Quartzsite, Arizona, where we are setting off on our first 30-day boondocking challenge. We just completed week 1 and we had a great week, but we'll get back to that. We should probably talk a little bit about what we've been doing since up to this point, like maybe over the holidays.
Or yeah, since the first of the year.
Yeah.
New engine in the rig.
Yay, and
yeah,
it's running very well.
It is.
Right now. We have some requirements on that don't allow us to tow or to go over certain speeds, so we're working around that.
Yeah, just a little less than 500 miles right on it right now, so yeah. Can't tow, can't go over 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Can't use cruise control, things
Right.
like that.
Since the holidays, we stayed with my father at his house, and we were able to see family and friends and just kind of regroup after having been on the road for so long and making that 2,000-mile trek from Jacksonville to Arizona. We needed a break. We needed a little bit of R&R, and the holidays and staying with family really did it for us. So, yeah. Then we took the opportunity to move into an RV park, Thousand Trails, and that was Mesa Spirit in Mesa. And that was really nice, something different. The place was just hopping with activity and people. And then we left that and came out here to Quartzsite, which is something that we've been doing for, I don't know, 15 years maybe?
Close to it, yeah, 10, 15 years.
10, 15 years,
And the people we usually come out with have been doing it for 25 plus 30 years, something like that. So we are on this little hilltop out here, and there's a kind of a plethora of activity. It's like a main drag. We have cars and ATVs and stuff shooting by, so you're going to hear and see some of that probably.
And what's funny about that is you would never know that. We're on a hill out in the middle of absolute nowhere, but for some reason it happens to be the main drag.
We're we're probably 60 feet up on this little hilltop, covered with shale and quartz and everything, and Shauna decides to come up with her Crocs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was a fashion statement. No, actually it was comfort more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's what I wear around camp. That's what we wear around camp.
Yeah, we do.
We like our Crocs.
Yeah. While out here in the desert boondocking. I want to get quite a few things done on the rig, and it's a great time to do it because it's sunny and dry, and humidity is super low. So I had to do some work on top of the rig, reseal some vents and things like that, put a new gasket on the air conditioner, the rear air conditioner. I did the front air conditioner a couple of months ago, so I want to get the rear done. Just doing some basic annual maintenance to the rig, making sure all the seals and everything are good. Again, this is the perfect place to do it.
Oh my God, it's
temperatures
perfect.
are nice, sunny, no rain expected anytime soon, so that sealant will set up and cure no problem.
Wide open spaces and the time to do it. You know what? I think I see somebody coming down the road on an electric XP.
It's, yeah.
How fun is that?
How about that?
Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere. Again, this is the most popular spot in Quartzsite right now. It's another big draw for Quartzsite is four-wheelers coming out here. Your side-by-side, your Jeeps, your dirt bikes, tons and tons of trails and little mountains to climb. And gosh, there's old mining claims and cabins and just all kinds of stuff you can find out here. Quartzsite, it has a tendency to get a bad rap, especially if you compare it. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm on a rant here, but I have to stand up for Quartzsite because it is a wonderful place, and you need to understand what it is, what it has to offer besides just the RV aspect. You can't compare it to like the Tampa RV show. You can't compare it to the Hershey show. I mean, it's different, it's completely different.
It's its own animal.
It is. You come here for a different reason. And yeah, maybe I'll get off my soapbox now. Okay, stepping down. There we go. All right. So we had our, here comes some more
ATVs.
Yay.
So we'll just work through it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
It's gonna happen, so.
Yeah, hopefully you can hear us.
Yeah.
But we had our first meetup last night. We probably should have picked a little bit better venue because it was very noisy with music. However, it turned out to be a really nice opportunity to get to know some of our Loot crew.
Yeah, it was a small gathering, and what was nice too is we had a couple of our community members that came fairly long distances.
They did.
One from Yuma by way of Minnesota, and then the other from Chandler, which is just a little suburb of Phoenix. So yeah, happy to meet up with all those folks, and
that was so nice. Yeah, that was Bruce. Bruce, who came from Yuma, and he was actually one of the winners of our holiday giveaway. The
$50 Amazon gift card.
Yeah, yay! So thank you, Bruce, and thank you, Ron, for making that trip out.
Definitely.
We appreciate it.
So we are leaving our very first meetup here at Bear Bellies, the adult daycare at the Quartzsite RV show.
Yes.
And we were not skunked.
No. We had some beers, we had some quesadillas, we listened to some really nice live music. It was a good evening show. So we talked about our meetup, had a great time, and look forward to doing more of those in the future. Let's talk a little bit about the actual RV show and what we've found while we were there. One thing that really excited us, and we couldn't be more happy to have found them there, and that's the Lectric XP booth. The manufacturers of the bikes that we love so much.
Yeah, we've talked via email with Levi, the CEO, once or twice, so it was nice to finally meet him.
It was. That booth was swarming with people. It was hopping.
Yeah, there were a number of electric bike booths there. I'm thinking 3 or 4, maybe even more than that. But Lectric was the only brand churning out the bikes.
That's right. They had the biggest crowd, that's for sure.
And it's largely because the popularity, price point is right where it needs to be. And, you know, they have some innovative features coming up in the future, which I think, you know, excite people too. So,
Steve, we mentioned at the beginning of the video that we're doing our 30-day boondocking challenge. So I thought we would just talk a little bit about how it's going. This is our first time boondocking for this long. Let me clarify. For this long. For this long, yes.
For this long, yeah. We've gone camping in the forest and up in northern Arizona and places like that. And there's just no facilities there, so you have to dry camp. So we have done it for mainly a weekend. I've gone up into the White Mountains and stayed a week before. But yeah, this is the first time where we've been really kind of totally independent in terms of having to really manage our water for a lengthy amount of time.
Right.
There are areas around here that have water, so we run low on that, I have a 35-gallon bladder I can put in the Jeep and go get some water and come back and pump it into the rig. You know, with the composting toilet, we have a ton of capacity, 100 gallons of gray water capacity now, so we haven't even hardly touched that capacity for the entire week.
So far, so good. I think the only thing that we've started to run low on has been propane.
Yeah,
is that right?
Right. So in our coach, we have a 14-gallon propane tank on board, and then I have a spare 5-gallon tank, just a regular barbecue tank.
Yeah.
But I plumbed in a line so that I can use that 5-gallon propane mainly, the 5-gallon tank mainly, and then go fill that as we need to, instead of using all of our onboard propane right away. So.
Yeah, and the nights have been pretty chilly.
Pretty chilly.
Now, Brian and I, we could probably manage without even running the heat at night, but we've got the two Frenchies who are not very cold or heat tolerant, so we have to run that furnace at night.
Yeah, we keep it at 68, so it's not not super warm in there.
Right.
But, you know, it does use propane. Those RV furnaces, as you know, if you have one, they do use quite a bit of propane. I do have another heater, an Olympic wave heater. It's a catalytic heater that I'll turn on before we go to bed or something, kind of warm it up a little bit.
Yeah. Batteries are doing very well.
Yeah, the Battleborn batteries. If you've watched any of our early videos, you know that I put a bank of 4 100 amp hour Battleborn batteries in, lithium batteries. Those have been performing flawlessly. So a little bit of a teaser on the Battleborn. I know that I talked maybe in a couple of videos earlier, I don't remember when exactly, about possibly getting a whole coach inverter. So here at the Battleborn booth, they had an awesome deal on the Victron Multiplus Inverter charger. So I pulled the plug on that.
Yay! And that has been a world of difference. I don't know who's most excited. I think it's me, but it's made a world of difference.
Yeah, now we can.
Oh my gosh!
Now we can basically behave like we're plugged into shore power.
Yeah.
Run a hairdryer, run the microwave, plug everything into our outlets that we want to plug in. You know, you still have to be a little conscious of you know, the battery power, because it's not unlimited. But again, have the generator, so not a huge deal.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
it's
solar,
so
of course. I have solar, which, you know, is on sunny days it's great.
Yep. And some of the things that we're doing in order to save water, we've bought all paper products, so paper plates, paper cups. We use a ton of paper towels, all plastic utensils. In fact, we've been here a week. I've done the dishes one time. I know that sounds weird, but there just hasn't been a need with all the paper products and the way we keep everything kind of clean.
And the key is to try to use as many paper products as possible, paper cups versus plastic, paper plates instead of the plastic plates, because you can always burn those in your fire.
You could,
put those with your with your firewood, and you get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
When you have a campfire, so
Right.
which we've done and a lot of people do. So.
Yeah. So the boondocking's going well. We'll keep you up to speed on how it's going, when we have to actually put water in, when we have to go dump and, you know, take garbage and all of that. So, and we want to share at the end what it costs us to boondock for 30 days.
Right. So far it hasn't cost us very much at all.
No, it really hasn't.
We haven't eaten out, except we had some pizza one night with the whole gang. And
at Silly Al's, highly recommend it.
Yeah, and then as you go through the big tent area, you know, you get a hot dog or something like that. But we've primarily been doing well with the food budget. With the first month, we really started to do well on that. Well, actually last month and this month, being out of the rig, we did pretty good on our food budget. But
and you know, a big part of that is because our kids got us an Instant Pot for Christmas, and I love that thing. Oh my God, everything that we've cooked in it has been delicious.
You're cooking that 2 or 3 times a week at least. And then we make sure that we can make meals that will be large enough for 2 or 3 different, 2 or 3 days perhaps, or 2 or 3 different meals. So that's nice, and it kind of cuts down on a lot of the effort to cook. And
and I am happy to accept your Instant Pot recipes. So if you have any that you really like, that's maybe, let's say 3 or 4 ingredients, put it down in the comments. I'd love to know about it.
And likewise,
yes,
we'll do the same. We've had some friends reach out and give us some really good recipes, simple recipes.
Simple is good.
We plan on staying here in Quartzsite probably another week or so. And then from here, we're going to move up to the Parker, Lake Havasu area. So if any of you have stayed and boondocked in that area, leave us some comments. Let us know some good places, BLM areas that we could stay for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Once we leave the Parker, Havasu area, the plan is maybe to go towards Yuma, head down to Algodones, Mexico, get a few things across the border there. And then head to Rocky Point, Mexico again.
Yes.
Probably for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And then from there, we got to kind of hang around the area until the end of March, because we do have the FMCA.
We've got the FMCA
101st convention there in Tucson at the fairgrounds. That's 26th through the 29th of March.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're going to the FMCA convention, let us know. Put that in the comments. We'd love to meet up with you while we're there.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned that before in another video. We've had a couple of people reach out to us, but it's just getting closer now. We'll keep doing that in our, I think, videos to kind of keep people apprised of that, and have people continue to reach out to us and, if you're going. So
yes, definitely love to do a meetup there. I think that would be fun. Yeah, we have probably about 20 people now that have congregated at the bottom of our hill.
Not to mention another, so now there are 2 Lectric XP e-bikes down there. So we'll have to stop by.
I think we might have to go talk to them.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up for this episode of Keeping Up with the Johnson.
We have some friends and family that are waiting at Beer Bellies with a nice cold Michelob Ultra for us. So we probably ought to head that way here shortly.
Yep. So enjoy the exit footage here. I'm going to pop the drone up, lock it onto the Jeep, and give you kind of a bird's eye view of the area we're in. Should be, I don't know, a couple hundred feet above us. It's a little bit breezy, so hopefully it's going to work out.
Also, if this is your first time, we would love it if you subscribed. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and leave any comments below. That notification bell, and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out.
The wind's starting to pick up. I hope you can hear us okay. Woo! So with that, that's a wrap. Until next time. See ya.
We'll see ya. Total double chin. What's happening here? Ew.
Totally just getting shot of the ground. Oh, here comes the cops.
Yeah.
Totally, you're just shooting the ground, honey. You're getting to the horizon. You need to straighten the camera.
Maybe I should angle this camera up so I'm not constantly showing the ground. Everyone keeps telling me I'm doing. How's that? Oh yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Brian's schooling me on having Crocs on slippery hills.
Yes, Crocs and shale, slick.
Yeah. What's wrong with these? Anywho, okay, we're back.
Let's get that
we're back.
right there.
Okay, what do you mean upright?
Not. There we go.
Oh, but it didn't film upside down, did it?
Probably did.
Ah, crapes. Okay. All right. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome from Quartzsite, Arizona, the beautiful desert oasis of the full-time RVers. Just making shit up. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Quartzsite, Arizona.
Slide on the driver's side and the small kitchenette.
We're gonna have to piecemeal that sucker.
Okay.
No, the XP people are gone. Where'd they go? Oh, they're way over there. Darn it.